Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Jerry. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here. Any other time we have a man on board, the man must be looking for a woman. In the same way, when we have a woman on board, that woman must be looking for a man. But because today we have a man, I will tell you the kind of woman he is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches. And the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. So you're not lost. If you're new to the show, kindly subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, and don't forget that the contacts of our guests will be on my Facebook page at Jenga Njeru. So you're not lost. If you're new to the show, kindly subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. Otherwise, the contacts of our guests will be on my Facebook page at Jenga Njeru. Our guest on today's show is a 44-year-old man from Meru County, Igonji, and our guest is working and living in Qatar. It happens that most of the time, the questions that feature prominently on the show are questions like, why are you single? What kind of a person are you looking for? And why are you single? I mean, we have to understand the reason why one is single before we can engage them. After all, different people are single for different reasons. Now, reasons are not bound to the decision-making process of why people will choose you or not, but rather to understand the kind of person you are, whether you've been married before, whether you've never been married, whether you have been in a relationship, whether you are the problem or the other person was the problem. That is not what we are looking for. What kind of a personality do you have? Our guest on today's show is Mr. Chris Mutweri. Mr. Chris Mutweri is 44 years old, single and searching. He tells me that one of the reasons why he is searching is because he was betrayed. There comes a time, I had posted something on my Facebook page this morning, that if you find somebody who has been heartbroken, they actually met their turning point. When men and women are heartbroken at some point in their lives, it becomes an irrefutable turning point. They are able to change and grow. Now, Mr. Mutweri had been born and raised in Meru County, in Igonji. They went to Imenti. He received his elementary education there. However, he was not able to move out of that place to the city. I'm not saying that if you move out of your birthplace to the city, you are successful. What I'm saying is, he was not exposed to other parts of the world. He was not exposed to other regions. He had not gone to Nairobi. He was never seen in his uncle's or in his auntie's house. He never even sought for employment outside of Meru. So he got into a relationship with a woman who had come from Embu, and that woman had been now working in Igonji. Si yeye amesomea Igonji, wakaenda Imenti alafu akarudi Igonji tena. So yeye anafanya tu kazi huko kidogo kidogo, and then got into a relationship with this ambitious young woman from Embu County, and then they form what we call a marriage, a come we stay. This woman, according to Chris, she was very, very ambitious. In fact, I want to put it how he did. He said the woman was over ambitious. So yeye anashinda akicomplain, oh, wewe una maendeleo, wewe sijui nini nini, wewe nini nini, because I asked him, why were you left? Uliachwa kwa nini? Madam alienda kwa nini? So at the end of the day, they got two kids, two girls, and the girls are 9 and 13. Na akasema sasa mambo ikifika hapo, ati haoni kama Mtweri ataweza kuwasomesha na kuwapeleka to higher levels of learning. So you know what the woman did? 7 years ago, alienda akatafuta barua, akatafuta mipango, ndio huyo akaenda hadi Lebanon. Akafanya kazi, akaenda Saudi Arabia, hivyo. You know how people work in Gulf. So what happened is that he felt like it was a betrayal, because from day one, he was never informed. Number 2, he was never aware that the wife was leaving. And number 3, he was not sure whether the wife was in a relationship with somebody else. What he says is that the wife, now ex-wife, thought that Chris Mutweri was not as ambitious as she would have wanted. So she sought her way out, akaenda Lebanon, akakuja tena, akamaliza contract, akakuja tena. So it has been a back and forth for the last 7 years. And the guy said, you know what, is heartbreak enough, is embarrassment enough. Watoto wameenda kwa shosho yao, kwa kina Madam Embu, and he's now left alone. So what was the honorable thing for him to do? Was to work hard, to work on himself. So this is his 2.5 year since he went to Qatar. So he's working there, he's living there, and he's looking forward to a place where, or a point where he will be able to forgive his wife fully. Anasema yeye move on na maisha yake, but it was not easy, because there is nothing as painful as the moment you think that somebody is having your back, but all of a sudden the person is gone, the person is normal, the person is not communicating. And nikamuuliza, ulikuwa umetoa mahari na nini nini? Hapana. Unajua kwa kina msichana nimewaienda once. Maybe those are some of the things that make partners give up on you. You have stayed with somebody for 7 years, hujui kwao, na hata hiyo kuenda once hauko umeenda officially, huko umeenda kuona wazazi. And I have had cases like that. I think the most important thing is when you get somebody and you serious about them, you can even take something, just show some commitment. Go with friends and family. You can go out there, no matter how small you commit yourself with, you will never be hated for that. There is even a Kikuyu proverb, murashi mweti mutunyani. Like a person who takes little is not a thief. Si mtu wa kukataa na mali. And I think that is one of the problems. And he has repented. I'm asking him, so what happens if you get another madam? Are you going to repeat the same story? He told me, now look, it's been 2.5 years. He has not taken alcohol. It's been 2.5 years. He has not been into a relationship. It's been 2.5 years of retention. He has not been with another woman. And he has been focusing on his life. And one of the reasons why he decided to move on, he was able to put himself in the shoes of that woman. He asked himself, if I was that woman, married to myself, would I withstand the marriage? You know, sometimes it is easier to complain, ridicule, and satirize people because of the decisions they make, until you put yourself in their shoes, until you put yourself in the same condition, and tell us whether or not you will stick by, you will stick around. And probably then you decide, where's the date hata mtu anakaa kama wewe? Can you date somebody who is like you? Look at your character, look at whatever you have, look at what you're doing with your life, your emotional imbalance and things like that. Ask yourself, can I date myself? If the answer is no, you need to work on yourself. Are we together? So yeye alijiangalia akasema wenyewe singe date mtu kama mimi mwenyewe. So if I cannot date myself, how do I expect somebody else who has stayed with me na tukapata watoto 12 years na 7 na 9 years, and I go, and how can I expect that the woman will withstand? So amemsamehe, he's been looking forward to get in touch. Anasema huyo madam Chris Mtwiri is his real name. So if you are Joy, the wife is Joy, this is a message I've been sent. If you are Joy, you are Chris Mtwiri's wife at some point, you went to Lebanon, you come from Meru, or you come from Embu rather, and you had gone to Igonji to work, and that marriage didn't work. Chris has forgiven you for leaving him. He says he deserved. He was not developmental in his agenda. He was not outright. He has asked for forgiveness. And so he said, you are free to move on. If you want to get married, please do. He's now going to marry somebody else, and that is exactly why he's on the show today. So his contact will be on my Facebook page. You can contact him, and there is no bad blood between you. Okay? So feel free. You can even contact him, but don't reapply because he cannot take you back. You can also move on with your life because that's what you chose to do. And he wishes you nothing but the very best. And to your daughters, the very best. That's what he told me to say. He's an emotional man, you know that. He can cry if he comes to the show, and he doesn't want to do that. He wants to showcase strength. If you're there and you're a woman between the ages of 30 and 37, and you could be interested. I told you Chris Mutwiri is 44, and if you could be interested, get in touch, because he will be there waiting for you. And again, if I don't know why or what makes people think that if you dated somebody from a certain community, and something wrong happened to the both of you, that you are doomed to repeat the same thing if you date another person from the same community. Nothing can be further from the truth. There are good people and bad people in every community, in every nation. Okay? So it is a character and a personality trait. So you cannot judge an entire community because somebody wronged you and they come from a certain community. They are not a representation of that community. Okay? So Chris Mutwiri, I'm wishing that you get a good wife, a person you are ready to settle with, and you are not coming back. He says he will not be coming back soon. He wants to work at least. Na kwenda huko anasema hata ni mzuri alienda huko. Huyo madam alimchallenge, so he is able to work on his frame once more. He's able to work on himself. He can be able to do a few things here then there. He can see if he works, this is where his money is going. And such is life. If you're there and you have one kid and you're interested, and he's preferring somebody who has a kid, because if you have a kid, it will be easier for you. If you have a kid, it will be easier for you or for him to feel like he's compensating because somebody else is raising his own daughters. If you're there, you're interested, 30 to 37, get in touch. And he says should not come from the gamer community. So Kikuyu, Embu, Meru, mmerushwa nje hapo. So tupee wadada wengine nafasi. And that's what you want. One thing about this show, we serve you what we want, not what we want. It's you who is looking for a match, not us. Okay? So good luck, God bless. I wish you the very, very, very best. All singles out there, we wish you well. Your time is coming. You will get a match. I know you're not desperate, but you're looking for the very, very best. And that's why I encourage you. Don't settle for less. Wait until your time is ripe. Bye bye. This is Jenga Jero. Subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and leave a comment.